Before I get to the main part of the video, I've got to address this. Why is Garrett County High School's Grand Champion Trophy so freaking large? I mean, look at this thing. I'm pretty sure that this trophy is taller than me. It is taller than me! What in tarnation? Real talk though, when Michael Stone finally starts hosting the Harrison County Classic again, if the Grand Champion Trophy isn't at least 10 feet tall, I will rage quit. Welcome back, everyone. It is week 4 of the KMEA marching band season. Week 3 is over. As I am making this video, it is 2:25 in the morning. So, we're halfway through this week, and we've got competitions approaching. So, like all of my other week videos, I will go over the results from week 3, and then I will go over competitions occurring during week 4, and I will give my predictions for what I believe the top 3 will be for each of the upcoming competitions approaching this Saturday. So, let's get started. We will start first with the Bourbon County competition. In 12th place, with a score of 58.75, we have Bardstown. In 11th place, with a score of 61.4, we have Paris. In 10th place, with a score of 65.05, Nicholas County. In 9th place, with a score of 66.45, East Jesmond. In 8th place, with a score of 67.35, Williamstown. In 7th place, with a score of 70.65, South Laurel. In 6th place, with a score of 71.85, Pulaski County. In 5th place, with a score of 78.7, Russell County. In 4th place, with a score of 79.0, Harrison County. In 3rd place, with a score of 79.25, Estill County. In 2nd place, with a score of 82.1, Campbell County. And in 1st place, and winning all of the captions, with a score of 83.25, Paul Lawrence Dunbar. Congratulations to all the bands that were there. Important to note, well, 2 things to note actually. 3rd through 5th was pretty close amongst those bands. Estill County, Harrison County, and Russell County were all pretty close to each other, so that was very interesting to see. I knew after preliminaries that there may be a flip-flop with one of these groups come finals time, and that's exactly what happened. Harrison County ended up moving up over Russell County, so interesting note on that. The other interesting note is that Campbell County and Paul Lawrence Dunbar swapped places from preliminaries to finals. In preliminaries, Campbell County was first, and in finals, Paul Lawrence Dunbar was first. So it was a very good night at Bourbon County for the competition. It was definitely a contest worth going to, and I am proud of all those groups that were there. It was awesome to be able to see a number of those groups live, including Campbell County. Love that show. I cannot wait to see it again. It's unfortunate that I will not be able to see Campbell County until Class 5A semifinals, but is what it is. I am looking forward to seeing you all again. Good luck to all the groups in the future. Moving on to Daviess County. In 14th place, with a score of 49.9, Union County. In 13th place, with a score of 54.75, Apollo. In 12th place, with a score of 62.25, Webster County. In 11th place, with a score of 64.6, Edmondson County. In 10th place, with a score of 66.15, McLean County. In 9th place, with a score of 67.5, Owensboro Catholic. In 8th place, with a score of 67.9, Greenwood. In 7th place, with a score of 68.05, Meade County. In 6th place, with a score of 69.15, Warren East. In 5th place, with a score of 70.1, Marshall County. In fourth place, with a score of 70.7, Henderson County. In third place, with a score of 73.85, Hancock County. In second place, with a score of 74.75, Owensboro. And in first place, and winning all the captions, with a score of 78.2, Christian County. Congratulations to all those groups that competed there. Moving on to Garrett County. Very good contest. We will start with the preliminary bands that did not make the cut, unfortunately, 11th through 16th, and then we will move on to final scores. So here's the preliminary scores for the bands that did not make the cut. In 16th place, with a score of 51.9, Powell County. In 15th place, with a score of 52.25, Rockcastle County. In 14th place, with a score of 54.4, Casey County. In 13th place, with a score of 59.8, Danville. In 12th place, with a score of 61.8, Campbellsville. And in 11th place, with a score of 62.3, Wayne County. Alright, so moving on to the scores for the finals. In 10th place, with a score of 63.9, Corbin. In 9th place, with a score of 64.4, Somerset. In 8th place, with a score of 68.85, Hart County. In 7th place, with a score of 69.35, Madison Southern. In 6th place, with a score of 71.15, Boyle County. In 5th place, with a score of 72.85, Washington County. In 4th place, with a score of 73.3, Woodford County. In 3rd place, with a score of 74.3, Tades Creek. In 2nd place, with a score of 76.5, Anderson County. And in 1st place, and winning all the captions, with a score of 71.1, George Rogers Clark. Congratulations to all those groups that competed there. This looks like it was a very, very fun contest. I always like those contests that get big lineups. 16 bands in total. Very nice contest. If you are looking for a contest in the future in Kentucky that's going to have a lot of bands, George Rogers Clark. Moving on to the Larry A. Ryle competition, the competition that I conveniently forgot in my week 3 video. I just completely skipped over it. No excuse that I have for it. I just completely skipped by that contest whenever I was looking at kyband.com. I would promise you that I'm not going to do that again, but I'm not going to make promises that I cannot keep. So I'm going to make you a promise that I can keep. I will forget something in the future. Look forward to it. Alright, in 7th place, with a score of 46.9, Valley. In 6th place, with a score of 56.15, Lewis County. In 5th place, with a score of 64.25, Lloyd Memorial. In 4th place, with a score of 73.5, Highlands. In 3rd place, with a score of 77.9, Dixie Heights. In 2nd place, with a score of 80.6, Beechwood. And in 1st place, and winning all the captions, with a score of 83.005, Lafayette High School. Congratulations to all those groups that competed there. Moving on to Logan County. In 12th place, with a score of 53.6, Monroe County. In 11th place, with a score of 58.1, Dawson Springs. In 10th place, with a score of 61.75, Barron County. In 9th place, with a score of 63.45, Todd County Central. In 8th place, with a score of 64.3, Russellville. In 7th place, with a score of 66.65, Trigg County. In 6th place, with a score of 67.6, Franklin Simpson. In 5th place, with a score of 70.35, and I believe they had a little bit of a timing penalty. Better than the 5-point penalty they got the other week, though. Still, I would like to see Mayfield not get any more penalties in the future. Really don't want to see them getting penalized anymore, because they are a good group. Alright, in 4th place, with a score of 71.05, Muhlenberg County. In 3rd place, with a score of 73.2, Allen County, Scottsville. In second place with a score of 74.8 and taking the general effects caption, Hopkinsville. And in first place with a score of 75.1 and winning music and visual, South Warren. Congratulations to all those groups that competed. Alright, so we have talked about all the competitions that happened last week. So now it's time to do predicting for next week. I will say that there are a number of these competitions, particularly in the West, that I am not overly confident in my predictions. I'm skeptical, so bear with me. Nevertheless, predicting is predicting, and it's time to have some fun with it. We will start with the Estill County competition. I will not be at Estill County, unfortunately. I normally go wherever Harrison County goes, but this is the 1 week where the Festival of Champions is occurring in Murray State University, and I've made that a yearly trip now. I have no plans to stop that. It's the best way for me to see a lot of these West groups that I don't really get to see anywhere else in the same place. So that's the reason why I will not be at Estill County. And it kind of sucks that I'm not going to Estill County too, because there is a high chance, well, I will save that for when I go over my predictions. So let me go over the predictions first before I say what I was about to say. Alright, in third place at Estill County, I am going to go with Lee County. Very, very, very good little small bands. I'm proud to put them in third place. I cannot wait to see what Lee County does by 1A state finals. I'm pumped. Moving on. In second place, my cowbell's buried. I cannot dig that out. In second place, I'm going to go with Russell County. Now, at Bourbon County, Russell County and Harrison County flip-flopped. In the preliminary rounds, Russell County was ahead. In finals, Harrison County ended up coming out on top. It is possible that we will see a scenario like that again at Estill County. I don't know. I think my gut tells me Harrison County has been improving each time I have seen them. Paul Lawrence Dunbar, and then Boyle County, and now at Bourbon County. They have been improving each competition they've been going to, and I have no doubt that they will do that at Estill County. While it is possible that Russell County and Harrison County will flip-flop, I believe I am more confident that I think Harrison County will probably end up coming out on top both rounds. Now, I'm not saying that's guaranteed, but I think based on the track record and how Harrison County is progressing, I think they've got this. I think it's a safe bet for them. Now, if they go out on the field and they have bad performances, obviously there will be a different story. Of course, Russell County could also do something as well. I think what I'm trying to say is I think Harrison will be good by then. And I think they'll be clean. They'll be more clean by then, and that's going to do them a favor as well because they are doing some pretty hard drill. But that's sort of my line. That's sort of where I'm coming from whenever it comes to predicting Harrison County in first. This, if they win, will be the first time that they've won a contest since 2018, a KMEA contest, so to speak. I'm not counting the mid-states competitions. So, pretty potentially big deal for Harrison County at Estill County. But that's how I see it as far as the Estill County competition. Wish I was going to be there, but I'm sure one of my band friends will get videos. I wish I was going to be there. All right, moving on to Muhlenberg. Now, I think this will be your top three, but there could be a little bit of flip-flop here and there. But here's how I see it for the top three at Muhlenberg. In third place, I'm going to go with Franklin Simpson. In second place, I'm going to go with Logan County. And then in first, I'm going to go with Central Hardin. I am not overly confident in this. I have only seen Logan County. I have not seen Central Hardin, and I have not seen Franklin Simpson yet. And that's sort of the that's sort of my problem when it comes to predicting these competitions out there in the West. There's a lot of groups I still haven't seen. There's also just no videos out there for me to see. So if these top 3 end up being in a different order, so be it. I really don't I really don't know when I haven't seen videos. Central Hardin's a good band. I would place my confidence in them the most to win this competition, but we will see what happens. Good luck to the bands competing there. All right, moving on to Murray State, where I will be. Now, the second and third place spots, those could go to one of 3 bands. Well, 4 if you're including FJ Wrights, because FJ Wrights is a good band. Madisonville, North Hopkins, Daviess County, and Christian County. And that could flip-flop between prelims and finals. But these are all good groups. This is where I see it going. In third place, I'm going to go with Daviess County. In second, I'm going to go with Christian County. Christian County, Daviess County, Madisonville, North Hopkins, they all have pretty good shows. It's really hard to try and figure out where to put these bands right now because I don't know. I like all their shows. I will say that I really, really like Christian this year. I like the theme. I think if there's anything to hold Christian County back right now, it's they're dirty. There's a little bit more dirt than I would expect from Christian County. I know they will get that clean. But yeah, second place, I'm going to go with Christian County. And first, y'all don't need me to tell you that. It's pretty obvious that Murray's probably got this in the bag as far as winning the competition. So I don't really need to say anything more on that. Murray is very talented, have a really good show, and they're really, really clean right now. So nothing more to be said on that. Really proud of Murray. Favorite group. But that is my top 3 for the Murray State Festival of Champions. Moving on to South Laurel. In third place, I'm going to go with Pulaski County. Second, Boyle County. And in first, I'm going to go with Mercer County, who I saw at the Boyle County competition beforehand. They are a good group. I feel confident enough to put them in first place. All right, moving on to the Taylor County competition. In third place, I'm going to go with Washington County. Second place, Elizabethtown. And in first, I'm going to go with Adair County. Now, there is the possibility that Washington County could get higher than where I'm putting them. They are good. I have seen a video of Washington County, and they're placing well score-wise in these contests. They could be higher than where I'm putting them. We'll see how it goes. I'm placing them in third, but there is the possibility that they could be higher. We'll see how it goes. All right, moving on to the last 2 contests that are in Bowling Green. We will start with Warren Central. Third, I'm going to go with Owensboro Catholic. In second place, I'm going to go with Allen County Scottsville. And in first, South Warren. I think those are your top 3, and I think that's going to be your placements. Pretty confident in this. South Warren is really good this year, at least based on their scores. So, all right, moving on to Warren East. Third place, I'm going to go with Glasgow. In second place, I'm going to go with Owensboro Catholic, and then in first place, I'm going to go with Allen County Scottsville. Warren East and Warren Central, they're both single-session competitions. If I am correct, one hosts a competition, and then, I mean, you already saw a couple of bands that are going to the other competition. I think the way it works is one contest is hosted, and then if you are a band that wants another round or just wants to compete again on that same day, you go to the other competition. I think that's how it works. I don't live in Bowling Green, but I'm pretty sure I got the understanding of that right, and it makes sense. But guys, that is all I have for this video tonight. Thanks for watching. Good luck to the bands that are competing in Week 4. There is also a Bands of America regional happening in Kentucky, BOA Louisville, where we have a number of Kentucky bands competing there. Good luck to those bands. I wish that I was going to BOA Louisville, but I can't bring myself to skip the Murray State Festival of Champions. That is one of my favorite local competitions in the state of Kentucky. And honestly, I wish more East bands would go down there. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Maybe I can find a way to talk Michael Stone to take Harrison County down there. Nah, who am I kidding? That ain't gonna happen. But I can hope, right? Anyways, guys, that's all I've got. Thanks for tuning in. Good luck. Rehearse hard. And see you next time. Good luck.